Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. My name is Yadira. In today's video, we're picking my next that tells me I need to read all these books and quickly. So basically, if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. We're talking about books today, and I'm almost done reading book number 1 for 2025. This is the 1984 by George Orwell, and I am currently, let's see, my bookmark says I am on page 258, and this has 279 pages, and then it does have the afterwards section, which I typically don't read unless it's like book 2 of a series. But anyways, I'm almost done with my book, and I did make this book cover by itself. That's why you can't see the actual cover, but this one is this one right here. I wanted to make it a point to not just read books that I find that are cute or trendy or whatever for 2025. I did actually want to read a part of the books that I already have within my collection. Some of them are unfinished, some of them are brand new, but even for the books that are unfinished, I do want to make it a point to actually finish reading the book, because then it would be money badly spent, I guess you can say. And yes, some books just kind of don't grab your interest to finish them. Most of the books that I have not yet finished is just a case of getting busy with the everyday life that I stopped reading the book, not necessarily because I hated the book. In this whole exercise, I do want to wrap my books. So I have light pink gift wrap paper from Hobby Lobby, in case you're wondering. Number 1344621. It is a very pretty pale pink sort of color. And then we're going to be numbering them off, picking out a number as we are done reading a book, and that would be the next book that I read, right? Whatever number sequence that is. And with this exercise, I do have one book that is relatively thick. That one being the 2 books in 1. This is Son of the Witch and Wicked. So I went to Barnes & Noble with a purpose in mind, and that is to find a hardcover book that was about the same thickness as this one. It didn't have to be this exact thickness, but something close to it. Maybe like half of it would have been fine. But there's something about Barnes & Noble's that I can hardly ever walk out with one book. And if I do walk out with a book, I walk out with a feeling of wanting to go back to get another one shortly after walking out of the store. I have been in the hunt for 2 books. One was not at my store, and it is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. This is like a Christmas sort of story by Ali Carter. I've been to multiple Barnes & Nobles as well as like Target looking for this particular book, but I have not found it, and I wanted to get it in person, but I know the paperback version of it is coming out later in 2025. I think like October or something like that. I'll put the date right here. They do have it in hardback, and I did see it one time at a Barnes & Noble, but it was in a large print, which is basically the text font is a little bit bigger, and it would have been fine, but I would have liked like the normal style of book. So I didn't get that one. I probably should just order it online or directly from the publisher so that I can get that copy once and for all and stop hunting around town for it. The second book that I thought was going to be a good one to fool this cover would have been this one, and this one took me forever to even look for it. I looked for it in the romance section, in the young adult section, in the mystery section, in the like at the beginning featured tables, and I could not find it. But the website did say that my local store had it, and they were so busy I didn't get a chance to ask someone who worked there if they can help me find it. I was in line for a while. It was like me and some other lady, but they were just so busy, like no one came to the desk to help us, so I didn't get it. And so I got 2 books from Barnes & Noble, none of which are hardback and none of which are thick the way the Wicked book is, or they're not even the same height. They're kind of the same height as the paperbacks that I already have. And that kind of defeated the purpose of me even going to Barnes & Noble. One is a book that is on my wish list, and then the other one is one that I just randomly picked up. I actually liked the cover for, I think it was book number 4. It kind of intrigued me because of the colors. I would like to get a lot of pretty colors, a lot of pink sort of tone colors, but looking at the ones that I have, they are dark and green, which I have no idea what's going on. So I am terribly failing at having an aesthetic bookshelf. And one thing about me talking about my bookshelf, One, I used to have a lot of books, and as I read them, I would either put them away to donate, or I would just give them away, or I have taken some to like half price books for resale. I don't really keep my books. The books that I do have is basically this. I do have three other books actually, that I have read completely in the past, and I kind of held on to those. So I don't have a huge at-home library, and hopefully one day I can give you a bookshelf tour, but this is pretty much what we're working with. So back to Barnes & Noble, the one book that was on my wish list is Falling Hard for the Royal Guard. This is by Clawson, and I thought this was just going to be a cute little romance sort of novel. I feel like it might be a quick read, but we shall see. Also, this one said buy one get one 50% off, and when I checked out, both of my books were full price, so I don't know if it meant buy one get one 50% off within the author or within the genre. I don't know, but this one was the most expensive of the two and was one in my wish list, so I said it's fine. And then back to the pretty cover, the pink one that kind of sort of grabbed my attention. That one is a part of a book series. I had a feeling that it was, so I typed in the title in the Barnes & Noble app, and then I figured out that it was a part of a series. So I looked for the authors section so that I can actually get book one, because I haven't read that particular series. And the that book is a part of the Inheritance Games series. This one in the emerald green with the gold is book number 1. It doesn't actually say one. I can appreciate whenever the books have either a number or like the spelling of whatever sequence it is. For like me, or even people who are first getting into reading, they can kind of see, wow, I do like the cover, but it's book 3. I gotta go read the other 2, you know. Or you probably don't have to. I'm sure there's a lot of books that you can just pick up out of order and read as is. This one apparently is about a girl who is near finishing high school, and there is a male billionaire that passes away and leaves his inheritance to her instead of the family. I don't know exactly the relationship between billionaire and the girl, but apparently the family is bitter, and they are trying to find a way to make it seem like she's not worthy of the inheritance. So I thought, okay, let me just get book 1, because it does sound like it would be an intriguing series. So here we are. These are my 2 brand new books, and the books that I have yet to finish that are actually near the end. So if it's like chosen as my immediate book to read right after I finish this one, or actually I might draw my next read today, just so that we already have that in mind, because I'm almost done with this. So if that next book is one of these, then great. It will be one of them. I'm more than halfway done. The other 2, I'm about like a third into them. We will be drawing the other book shortly after. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I've talked about this one before, but this is They Wish They Were Us. This is also a young adult book where a group of teens lose one of their friends. One of their friends dies, and they're trying to go through to find out like what exactly took place at the time. It's like, well, no, you knew, and it's like, but my side of the story is this kind of sort of situation. And I am, where are you? Okay, found it. I'm on page 197 out of page 327. So ways to go, and it does have a second book, and the second book is They'll Never Catch Us. That's what that looks like. This is by Jessica Goodman. If this is my next book to read, then I would be almost done with it. And then another book that I have yet to finish is one that I actually picked up at the Tower of London in London, and this is from the Raven Master trilogy. This is book 1. This is called These Dark Wings by John Owen Theobald, and I actually am using my train tickets from Paris to London as my bookmark, and I'm on page 66. This one is kind of a telling of what was life for this young girl at the time of, it's like a medieval sort of telling, long ago. The cover is very telling of the mood that it has. There's like a little bit of darkness, but still like some hope sort of novel. And so again, I'm on page 66, and this one has 294, and this one I remember being a quick read. I just kind of dropped it, not because I wasn't interested, it's just because found other interest. The next book is kind of like what's it called, the very famous erotic naughty, they made a movie out of this series. It'll come to me. This is by Maya Banks and this is called Rush. Rush is book 1 of the Breathless trilogy, and this is basically, the best way that I can describe this is kind of sort of like 50 Shades of Grey, sort of. I haven't read 50 Shades of Grey, but I saw the movies to where I can put 2 and 2 together and say this is sort of like that. So basically, this is a wealthy family and one of the men fall in love with like his best friend's sister or something like that, and they start a relationship. And again, I'm not done, so that's pretty much where I'm at. This is a page 76 out of 396, and my bookmark for this, a receipt from Ulta of $160. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. So this is the other book. And this book actually doesn't have, actually none of my books have creases. I was gonna say, you can't even tell that I read it. I had gotten like a PDF copy of this and I have it on my phone, which I should actually delete it so I can make space on my phone. I had downloaded the PDF version after I got the book because I wanted to read it on the go and I didn't want to carry this thing. I thought it was like so heavy and blah blah blah. So I found a PDF version and it's the whole book, but I just, again, I found some other interest and I didn't let it go. But we're changing that for 2025 because the phone is bad and evil and is bad for my eyeballs. That's what I'm telling myself. Those are the books that have been started, and I already talked about the new books that I got. So now let's go to the other books that I've actually already talked about these whenever I spoke about what I want to do for 2025 different from 2024. And I'm gonna start with the paperbacks. I have Meet Cute, sort of cute romance sort of novel, and this is supposed to be like a short sort of romance novel. I'm assuming they meet somewhere, fall in love. It's charming and romantic, that sort of love story. And I picked this one up because it was such a cute cover whenever it is that I did actually get it. And then I do have You Will Be Mine, which is also, I think it's more like a young adult sort of romance where it's like a tragedy in the mix. I don't really know too much about it, so I have those two to read that I have no idea what they're about. And then I do have Wicked and Son of the Witch. This is the Mambo Jumbo, super beautiful covering with the gold sprayed edge. And then I have An Anonymous Girl by a super famous, it is a part of a author duo that is known for The Wife Between Us. I don't know too much about it. I think it's sort of a mystery. Maybe I should read a little bit of it. The back is just like the little reviews. It doesn't tell you exactly what the book is about. I tend to just walk into Barnes & Noble and pick up something. But basically, seeking women ages 18 to 32 to participate in a study. Oh wait. I must have... What is this book about? I don't know what this book is about, but I'm actually going to Google this one because I need to know what this book is about. Case where the cover just looks more scary and intimidated than the actual book is. But let me just pull up the actual synopsis. When Jessica signs up for a psychology study, she thinks all she'll have to do is answer a few questions, collect her money, and leave. But as the questions grew more intense and these sessions become outings where Jess is told what to wear and how to act, she begins to feel as though Dr. Shields may know what she's thinking and what she's hiding. That is creepy. So yeah, that's what this book is about. Those are my only 2 hardback covers, and now I wanted super cute paper where I can write down the numbers and put them in my little jar, which by the way, I didn't find an actual cute jar, but I do have this one that has little emoji erasers. So I am gonna be emptying this jar out and putting my little number system there. This is actually an envelope from like a birthday card that I got some years back. So I am going to repurpose it by putting the numbers and put them in this little jar that's going to become my to be read jar or my TBR jar. So aren't these cute? These little emoji erasers, things you buy that you don't need. This is a phenomenal example of just that, you know what I mean? Raise your hand if you've ever purchased something you absolutely do not need. There's like 2 of every single one. So for now, I'm going to put them back in the jar. I am going to find something on YouTube or a podcast or something to listen to while I start wrapping all of these books. And then we're going to do the numbering and you'll see. So I'll be back. I have wrapped 9 books, and if I've learned anything is to do less books. I can just imagine what, 24 books or more, for your year would look like. With the 9 books, I have my little numbers here that I'm just gonna cut out. So I have them there. Other numbers there. So I'm gonna cut this out and kind of fold them a few times and stick them in my little jar. I'm kind of wondering if I should do a bigger jar because I should be able to, hopefully that little jar will be fine. So here's number 3. Let me fold you up, fold it like that. So here's the first number, which is number 3. Here goes number 8, third. For number 7, I'm gonna write down the number 7, like the actual spelling, just so that I don't confuse it with the number 1, which I don't think I will, but just gonna write in 7. Okay. Okay. So here are all my little numbers in my little jar, and I'm going to seal my jar. And then these, I'm gonna give them a little bit of a shake, not shake, but I'm just going to switch them up a little bit so that I can make it a little bit more interesting. Put them in random order. Then I'm going to, I guess I'm shuffling them, if that's how you say it. Okay. Obviously the stick one, we already know which one it is, but all the other ones is kind of like a fair game. I'm gonna put the numbers on the inside, the side that's gonna be facing my wall, so that I can still have like a cohesive look on my bookshelf. And then I'll have them in order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so book 1, 2, 3, 4. First sequence. Oh. That's heavy. Okay, 4. So this is the section of the bookshelf that I'm going to be putting the books. And I was thinking maybe I can put the little numbers in here. Like, I know this is such a big jar, but it's already empty. That way I can put my erasers back in my mini jar. I don't know. I'll see. But for now, I have that there, and that's just something that I got from like Home Goods, I think. So let's start putting up the books. And just so you know the order, I just put down book number 9, and so this is reverse. That way whenever I put it, it fits, and I'll fix them. I just don't have something to hold it. I don't have bookends. That's what I'm trying to say, so I'll fix it. This is the rest of the books, and again, I'm gonna put them like this so they're in sequential order. And this one, I have it, it's not wrapped pretty because I have a bookmark in there. That's the book that I have my ticket, my train ticket on. I bet that's the one. I think since we currently have the big book right here, it's letting all the books stay quite comfortably with this being the bookend, and I don't have them pushed out all the way to the wall. I have them about centered, and I do realize that this is like a lot of pink and peachy, but again, I don't have a bookend to put there. I mean, I love Hawaii pineapple that I can put there. But I mean, my pineapple is not heavy enough to hold all the books. Yeah, I had my little car, a little pink ceramic car. I had it here in this shelf with some like awards from work, but I'll definitely have to reorganize this. So for now, let's pick our next book to read from my little itty bitty jar. And maybe I should test it. Let me see. Should I? I mean, I can pick my numbers quite easily here. If I put them in here. I mean, but what if one day, like whenever I am opening another book, I like shake it too much and break this? The numbers in there bouncing. I feel like I need one of those little bingo wheels. Okay, I think I'm just gonna keep it in the little cup. But for now, let's see, I am also moving it. I'm kind of nervous. Okay, so I have a number here. I'm gonna put this back. Okay, once I'm done with that book, I will be reading book 7. I will be reading book 7, and book 7, again, this is 987. Book 7. 7. Let's see, what book is this? And the way like I just wrapped everything and now I am unwrapping, like, took me a while. Maybe I should wait until I actually finish reading the book so that I can open it. Okay, so let's see. Wait, should I? I kind of want to take like a thumbnail picture, but let's see, let's just hold. Or let's just, whatever, open it. Come on. So, dun, 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 dun. Let's see, what are we reading? And I'll let you see first. Of course, I will see it. Oh, okay. So I will be actually finishing a book already. And this book is interesting because my pages right here, let me see, can you see it? They were not perfectly cut, so I guess it's a good thing that I'm opening this book now. That way it doesn't get deformed or anything. I should probably just go in there with scissors and align the pages. That way I don't have that excess paper there, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Whenever you get a book like, or have you ever gotten a book like this where the pages are not evenly cut or they protrude this much out? Like, do you cut them or do you just keep them? Like, I know it's not a special edition. I can just imagine what the other book looked like. Like, are those pages sideways? I don't know. But this is the book that I will be finishing, and I guess I can read you the synopsis in the back. So this says, it's a miracle anyone gets out of high school alive. In Gold Coast, Long Island, everything from the expensive downtown shops to the manicured beaches to the pressed uniforms of Joe Newman and her friends looks perfect. But as Jill found out 3 years ago, nothing is as it seems. Freshman year, Jill's best friend, the brilliant, the dazzling Shayla Arnold, was killed by her boyfriend. After that dark night on the beach, Graham confessed. The case was closed and Jill tried to move on. Now it's Jill's senior year and she's determined to make it her best. After all, she's a senior and a player, a member of Gold Coast Prep's exclusive, not so secret society. But when Jill starts getting texts proclaiming Graham's innocence, her dreams of the perfect senior year start to crumble. If Graham didn't kill Shayla, who did? Jill vows to find out, but digging deeper means putting her friendship and her future in jeopardy. Ooh. I might have to reread maybe like a chapter or two to get myself familiar with this. I remember like a scene at the beach, and there's like this club and then some high school, but this will be the book that I will be reading. And like I said, this one, let me see, where was I? Or where am I? Or not rereading. This is the book that I will be finishing. Okay, wait. So I'm on page 196, 197 out of 327. And then for book 2, like I said, is They'll Never Catch Us. It does have a few pages, 2 chapters it looks like. So I guess I can read that and determine whether or not I want to get the second book. But for now, this is the book. And again, this is by Jessica Goodman, and it is They Wish They Were Us. Let me know if you are also doing a TBR, or if you are wanting to do something like this. What are the books that you'll be wrapping? Or if you have, so I had 9 books in mind. If you have 9 books in your list, what are those 9? Or if you have less books, or if you have more books, maybe don't write down everything. I mean, just kind of say a number if you do have a reading goal. Well, not even a reading goal, just books to read during the year, whether you get to them or you don't. I'm not a fast reader, or not that I'm not a fast reader, it's just that I do want to balance everything with actual reading also. And then I do have my Kindle, but I'm trying to stay away from my Kindle. So whatever book I have in there, I probably should buy it in a physical copy. That way I can finish it in an actual copy and giving my eye a break from the light, the screens, the adjustment of being behind a light often. Also, if you do have a Kindle, let me know, do you prefer reading digitally or as a classic flip through book reader? Let me know which one you are. Hopefully I will be back with drawing book number 2 soon. For now, if you have any anticipated reads for the year, let me know what those are down below. I do have some. I will link down a video of my journal where I am sharing some of those anticipated reads. If you have any questions, please let me know what that is down below. And I want to thank you so very much for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I hope I inspired you to read if you were looking for that. I hope to see you next time.